Welcome to the Nutrigenomic Nation podcast with Brian Highfield, certified nutritionist, author, speaker, and founder of multiple successful companies in the health world. Brian is known for educating healthcare professionals and others on improving their health and their life through breakthroughs in nutrition, technology, and biochemistry. On the podcast, Brian interviews thought leaders in the world of nutrition and natural health. He and his guests share the secrets of a whole life natural approach to health and the life-altering results you can get by making easy changes to your diet and daily routine.
Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Today we're going to be talking with Dr. Rhett Bogacz of Bee Ridge Chiropractic here in Sarasota.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm sitting here with Dr. Rhett Bogacz from Bee Ridge Chiropractic. So welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Brian.
So tell me a little bit about your background. We want to get to know you a little bit, and really what made you want to be a chiropractor in the first place?
Well, I knew when I was a kid I wanted to do something that helped people or animals. So I first wanted to be a vet, but around 10 years old, I started having headaches myself. So that typical chiropractic story of miracle, improvement of my condition. And at that moment, she said something very profound to me. You play football, you have an older brother, a bone that is not moving correctly in your spine can cause your headaches. It can cause a lot of problems. And so just take care of it and your life's gonna be a lot better. And so from there, I knew I wanted to be a chiropractor. I went to Life University. From there, I practiced 4 years in South America, and now I'm back here in Sarasota enjoying practicing in my hometown.
Awesome. Tell me about the experience in South America. What was that like?
Well, for me, it was an unbelievable privilege to be able to go down there and express what I thought chiropractic was, How it helped me was just insane. So I thought if I could bring that to as many people as possible, it would be, something that I'd want to do. And so after school, I had the opportunity to go there as an intern and then stay on down there. And I got to work in orphanages. I got to go and actually have an experience where people would line up around the block just to get treated and be able to see what chiropractic could do in an environment like that didn't have any restrictions. It was just there to help. It was amazing.
Awesome. So tell me about your practice here. What type of services do you offer?
So, practices are practices, right? They're always evolving and changing. And, when I was there in South America, I got to really experience what just pure chiropractic was, just adjusting for the sake of improving their health and just getting out of the way and seeing incredible miracles. But it didn't allow me to come back and do any postgraduate, work to continue to improve my skills. So, I have done many different courses that have improved my ability to read MRIs and to be able to help different conditions. So of course chiropractic helps headaches and neck pain and back pain and those sort of normal everyday garden variety getting older kind of events. But what I wanted to be able to do was do it as efficiently and as effectively as possible. So I've gone and started to use instrument-based adjusting, computerized instrument-based adjusting from the Pro Adjuster group, along with some other therapies, mechanical motion therapy, which allows patients to improve range of motion, improve balance and coordination of their muscles. It's something that's really improved my practice and my ability to help patients with other things, balance issues, coordination problems, range of motion issues, extremity issues that I just couldn't do with only chiropractic care. So it's a philosophy of treatment first, helping somebody understand where they're having issues and maybe finding them in places they didn't even realize they had problems. With the rigorous kind of testing that we do, we find maybe ranges of motion that are already closing down before there's pain so that we can find problems and fix them before there's actually a problem. And of course, give the patients the best experience, moving them to a position where they feel better, first and foremost, but then feel empowered that they understand something more and can continue to take care of themselves better and have somebody there to take care of them for as long as they want.
So of all the chiropractors there in Sarasota, why do you think your patients choose you? What's special about your practice?
Well, not only is it that we leverage to me, what I think is the best technology in chiropractic, so that I can not only use these, which are incredibly good, but have something that can adjust somebody who maybe doesn't want to get adjusted here at the crack, or maybe just doesn't feel comfortable with that. Well, they would be missing out on something incredible. So Using the technology that we do, we get incredible results. I think that separates us, but also I think the care and the philosophy of why we do it. It's a long-term vision for our patients, of course, resolving whatever they came in with, but also showing them a way that they can transform their life if they just take a minute and become interested in treating their health like a hobby. You know, how can I level up? And we can show them ways that maybe they just didn't ever know, because that's what we do here. We give them the cliff notes of how to feel better naturally and improve their life.
Awesome. So if I were a new patient walking in your door for the first time, what can I expect on my first visit?
Well, first, we of course want to sit down and talk. You know, everybody deserves a chance to come in, so we do a 15-minute or, you know, so consult where we can sit down and I can understand, you know, what is going on with that patient. Is it something that is appropriate to treat in this office? And is it something I feel comfortable that they're going to get the result they're looking for? And if so, we can proceed to the evaluation, which is a really incredible, different process in our office here, because we use, different movement and balance-based exams to look for problems that, of course, going to go in there and palpate and feel, but maybe you have a shoulder that doesn't move right and a hip that just didn't realize was so tight. Well, we find those two so that we can work on them in conjunction with whatever spine issue that they're having to get the best care as fast as possible.
Yeah, and I found that out. So when I visited you last time, you hooked me up to one of your machines, and I saw I did not have the range of motion like on my right side that I thought I had.
Well, and then imagine what that does. I mean, okay, you don't have the range of motion. That's like when you're getting in your car and you can't turn your head without turning your whole body to maybe look down the road, or in a situation like something that we like to do, golf, pickleball. You know, that range of motion that you go through, you improve it by millimeters or, you know, just degrees of angular momentum. You can improve golf, you know, drives by 20, 30 yards. I have that happen all the time in the office with what we do. And these are the side effects of what we do. You know, if we improve the body's function, its default mode is awesome. So like just kind of taking the obstacles out of somebody's already natural ability to live and be excellent is a fun thing to do every day. Awesome.
So what's in general terms, what's your philosophy about health and wellness? So how's that incorporated into your practice?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I think everything is where the results and the actions speak louder than words, right? And so, of course, like if I wasn't able to live the way that I was telling people, then it wouldn't be valid. And so, of course, I think it's important that we understand the range of where people are. You know, you may not be ready to be a raging vegan or maybe take up whole food plant-based, you know, dieting, but maybe you can learn a little bit about it and maybe recognize the values and the things about it that you never heard before, right? And so for me, it's important that that people have the opportunity to get information, right? There's a better way that maybe you just didn't know, and that's what my job is, to search and find and curate the best information for my patients and to point them in the directions that I think will help them best.
Tell me about your typical patient. I mean, are they older, younger, kind of a mix? Do you have a good blend coming in?
Yeah, it's amazing to have kind of the range and the ability to see the range of patients that we do. You know, especially since here in Sarasota, I'm blessed to have an office here in kind of town, and then also one on the Barrier Islands, where the range of patients is the demographics a little bit more skewed towards retired, aged people. And what I've found is that it doesn't matter if you're young or old or what, you want to feel better, you want to function better, you want to enjoy more life. And so maybe the techniques and the way that we focus on maybe how to prevent a hip replacement or how to, you know, maybe get more out of that knee and stop one. You know, maybe that's the focus in my longboat practice, where here we see families who have, you know, kids who play sports. We see people who are professionals that just want an F1 pit crew where they can take 15 minutes out of their day and know they're getting the most efficient, the most thorough, and the best care possible.
Yeah, awesome. So what's one thing in your years of practice that you've learned that you just wish more people would recognize or would know?
That they're this close to being better. You know, so many people come in and have a story where they've never seen a chiropractor their whole life. And to me, I think that's kind of like, have you never seen a dentist your whole life either? You know, like,
yeah.
We have to live with things that we have to take care of, right? And our spine is something that we're so blessed that can work for years and years and feel like it never has a problem. but once the warning light comes on, if you ignore it or kind of push it down the road for too long, you're heading for disaster. And so what I really wish that more people knew was that chiropractic is the easy button. It's a conduit to living a better life in a really passive and easy way in the beginning. But as you kind of level up to where you take care of yourself more, that's when you kind of break free of the chiropractic paradigm of once a week forever. No, like, go live. I want you to have an enjoyable life and be on a cruise, but not have to feel like the boogeyman's gonna get you if the pillow's not right, or maybe you forget a day of your exercises. It's building a reserve in your tank that allows you to live life and rely on me less because you know more and do more.
Yeah, and that's a common phrase I hear is like, you don't know what you don't know. And so I think professionals like you can help people teach people what they don't know and then to take action on that. And I like how you put it, like they're this close from getting better and living a better life.
Imagine what it would be like if you could go to somebody that you know, like, and trust to get information, maybe a couple times a month or maybe once a month, but just to check in to make sure all those little niggly things that we think, oh, and they go away, that don't become something that in 20, 30 years might be a new knee that you have to replace. So it's having a relationship where you get to check in, kind of like a gym, but maybe like a gym where you're really taking care of the most important parts of your body, which isn't the muscle system, of course. It's the being able to get up at the table with your friends when you're 70 years old and not be the slow one because your back or neck or something's giving you problems.
Yeah. Now, when we met the first time, I think you used the phrase trigger points. I guess the question is, what are you passionate about? Because you seem to be a very passionate guy.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Like, it's not only, it's sad to me to see so many people walking around with problems that are so easily improvable. Maybe they're not solvable, but they're improvable. And what would life be like if things just got 10-15% easier across the board, right? 10-15% less energy to do your normal daily chores means 15% more for your family. So to me, it's a paradigm shift that chiropractic has been talking about, but I think that there's an alliance, there's a prevailing philosophy now that's out there that is, you know what, this is a gift that we have, and life can be optimized with the right knowledge and the right attitude and the right habits. And so being a conduit for my patients to move what I call through the 4 steps, treat and train, right? Or treatment and teach. You have to know how to take care of yourself. You know, do you remember, for me, I always think of the dentist who came in with the giant tooth and the toothbrush that said, brush your teeth, this is how you do it. What would it be like if chiropractors had something, which I think is foundation training, which is also part of what I do here, which is a movement-based, not only exercise, but how to treat yourself, get your joints through all the ranges of motion, enjoy how that feels, and get back to knowing what good feels like.
Yeah, that's great. Anything we didn't cover today that you'd like to say?
No, you know, what I think is this, that, you know, even as crazy as things are, we have to recognize where things aren't working. You know, I looked up the statistics, and another thing that really is a trigger point for me is the fact that, would you believe that we could clean the entire ocean? We could end homelessness in the United States. We could double the ASPCA's budget and not even be a drop in the bucket of the $800 billion that we spend every year on these preventable, not only preventable pain problems, but preventable years of people giving up things that they love when they're that close to being able to do them with the right help.
Yeah, yeah, and people really need to, I think, take responsibility for their own health. I think they put it in too many other people's hands, that you really need to know these things and seek help from professionals like yourself.
Well, and the last thing I would say is this. It's not just, hey, here's a problem, no solution. There's solutions out there, and whatever that a person finds that grips them and gets them excited about learning more about their body, and whatever that is great, as long as it is with the philosophy that I think makes chiropractic in general so unique. And so much that, yes, the default mode is awesome. So let's just, instead of focusing on disease, let's focus on amplifying the awesomeness that we have within by finding ways that your body might just be missing that one little puzzle piece that when it gets it, is able to do more than you ever thought. So really, it's whatever you choose, find something that your body will resonate and respond to, and stick with it.
Awesome. Great stuff. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Bogacz, for being a guest.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.